Paralogue 1 is the first side quest of Fate, in which you are tasked with routing this horde of faceless that have just attacked the village. However, you also have a secondary objective in the form of Mozu. She isn't much on her own. On paper, Mozu is a very standard trainee unit, but boasting absolutely horrible bases, but good growths, only bolstered by her aptitude skill. However, she can be made much better with one simple trick, which I will reveal now. Corin is currently holding a Heart Seal and Bronze Bow +2. My only real strategy for this map is to get Mozu into the Archer class via Heart Seal as fast as possible, and then train her for the rest of the map. Of course, other units will be getting experience too, which I will use, because we'll have to deal with all the faces here. And in order to help with that, I bought Odin a Nosferatu tome so he can do some tanking on his own. With everything out of the way, let's start the chapter. Odin and Nephew will stand in attack stance in order to deal with this faceless from the start. And Corin will pair up with Silas in order to start moving down a bit. The intent here is to have Corin survive a couple of rounds of combat. But more so to get him low enough in order to activate his vow of friendship on Silas. Elise and Felicia will follow closely behind them, which brings us to the enemy phase.
Whoa!
Effie is currently being pursued by this faceless, which we will have Effie and Odin deal with again. Meanwhile, Arthur, Niles, Elise and the pair up with Corin and Silas will move downward in order to assist Mozu.
This is my...
Odin and Nephew are going to finish off this faceless, but because there's no more faceless in range, Felicia and Odin and Effie will start moving downward. Corin's going to stand in the range of this faceless in order to aggro him and draw it and take a little more damage in order to get him into the range of Silas's vow of friendship activation. Why must Corin make everything so fucking hard? I am trying to do my strats here, but Corin just... He's so belligerent, and I hate him. Whatever. I guess Arthur's gonna draw this faceless then. John makes it. Elise and Corin are going to move here in order to get so that Corin may reach Mosey next turn and on Mosey training can finally begin. Silas and Niles are going to will both stand next to Effie in order to get two strikes against the faceless of her. And Odin will stand here in order to stop the faceless. Okay, so...
Are you okay?
We have finally recruited Mozu, and we can finally trade with Heartseal and Bronzebow over. Which finally allows Mozu to reclass into Archer. The skills Crit Draw and the skills that the Archer class line provides are much more useful than the skills provided by the Villager class line. But she can reclass into Master, but once she promotes, she'll be able to reclass into a Master of Arms and Merchant at any time she wants. Of course, we won't be early promoting Mozu, but I guess I'm just providing a general tip for your own fixed playthroughs. Felicia and Petia will deal with this facer. Again, when both are level. and again, Felicia has C ranking shurikens, which will allow her to use, which will of course allow her to use the power of use the flame shuriken once we hit level chapter 12 and get it from Kagero. No, actually, it's once we get it from Saizo. What am I saying? Whatever. Silas and Odin will cover this guy. Niles and Odin will cover this guy. And we will proceed to the left. Corin is now... Oh my god. He crit again. Stop fucking critting. Okay, this time... Oh my god. Hopefully. Anyway, okay, so back to training Mozu. We'll have Alpha Parrot with her in order to get much more usable damage on Mozu. And we will clear out the enemies here.
On my honor as a knight.
Mozu took a shit ton of damage this turn, but it's fine because we can just heal her with Elise and Felicia. If I'm gonna be honest, I really should have bought Corin. I'm starting to really wish I had bought Corin. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm starting to really wish I had bought Corin a bronze bow. Mostly not a bronze bow, a bronze sword, mostly so we can't crit. Which would make Battle Friendship strats pretty damn easy, to be honest. Whatever, can't really take it back though. Use it in your own playthrough, I guess. Elise is going to heal Mozu, and Mozu is going to kill the Faceless. Gaining Mozu her first level. Very good. And she gets skill +2. Corin's going to stand here alone so he can't dual strike. And we'll draw the Faceless. And now Corin has activated his Battle Friendship. He will pair up with Silas and stay there for the rest of the chapter. Silas finishes with our Faceless off, and we can move on to finishing off the final 5 Faceless. We're going to spend a couple of turns just walking, because you know we have quite a way to go until we get there. But whatever. I didn't mean to kill Odin, but I guess it gets at least another level, so cool. But now power up grants Odin +1 movement, which he can use to get both himself and Odin. Now he's up the map. And we can do some more walking up here, and then we'll walk some more. And at least we'll power up with Effie in order to get them both up the map. At least Effie will power up with Odin, and then separate, and then we'll separate up to put Effie just in the range of the enemy attackers. And then we will have Silas power, and then we will have Silas transfer Corin over to Effie in order to grant her some bonuses. Mozu can finish off with a Faceless here. And then Effie can move up some more. Silas can potentially draw an enemy. And we'll have Felicia dual strike with him and we will have Felicia dual strike with him in order to get debuff. And I will have Elise safely touch here. Time for kill their Faceless. We will have Odin draw the next couple of Faceless. But more importantly, because the boss faceless doesn't move, Mozu can start fighting him herself. This will undeniably get her a ton of experience if she fights him all by herself. But we'll also have Felicia just use her dagger in order to get the stat but drops on the faceless. Odin and Effie can finish up the faceless here. Mozu will fight the faceless here. Felicia will reapply the stat drops. And we'll have Corn and Effie separate here, with Nails following shortly behind. We will transfer Arthur over to Mozu and then have them swap places in order to have the faces attack Arthur to get him some experience. Arthur gets doubled, but it's honestly fine because even if he faces a really low crit chance, he should usually survive. Niles finishes us off the faceless. We transfer Silas over to Mozu. And then have Silas and Mozu dual strike the faceless. And then finish off the final faceless with Mozu. This does take quite a few turns. This strategy takes quite a few turns. The amount being 16 specifically, but I'm sure that a faster version can be found that also gets the same amount of levels on the units you need. You can basically just freestyle this chapter, to be honest, but my general advice would be reclass Mozu to Archer. Stage complete.